You noted in your testimony, the Protecting Older Americans Act has bipartisan support. The bipartisan support of this bill reflects the coalition that you have been working on and building to give workers a choice in how they address their discrimination claims. Your organization, Lift Our Voices, includes both Democrats and Republicans as supporters of its goal. What are some of the reasons your allies in the movement, whether Democrat or Republican or independent, have given their support to oppose forced arbitration? And anecdotally, what have you seen in terms of momentum for why we should pass this bill now?
Thank you so much, Senator. I think it's a variety of different things. I always describe this movement as a perfect storm. When I came forward, luckily because my lawyers found a way to make my case public even with my forced arbitration clause, or we wouldn't even be having this discussion. That happened, and then a tidal wave of other women came forward. But really what was also essential was that the media started covering these stories. And I can say this as a member of media, that had it been pitched before 2016 as an idea, it probably would not have been covered. So the media became interested in covering these stories. Social media actually helped because it allowed people to come forward either anonymously or with their face on their story in droves. And suddenly it became a worldwide issue. But the third thing that really helped this perfect storm happen, where people became more educated on these issues, is that the American public got mad because they thought we had come a lot further along in this process of protecting people at work, whether it's age discrimination, sexual harassment, or any other kind of discrimination. Why did they think that? Because they didn't hear about these stories. And why were they not hearing about these stories? Because they were all going to the secrecy of forced arbitration. There's been an explosion of the use of forced arbitration. 1991, 2% of all employees were under it. This year, more than 80% will be under it. It's been an explosion. So the American public got mad, and they were like, wait a minute, I thought we were more equal and fair to all of our workers across this country. And so I think that the education behind this has been crucial, where more people are starting to understand what forced arbitration is. And actually, when they find out what it is, they don't like it. Last year, Lift Our Voices commissioned a study with the Morning Consult. And more than 70% of all Americans, when they understand what forced arbitration is, and it takes away their choice and their Seventh Amendment right, they're against it. And what the study actually found was that the percentages are higher in southern states and higher amongst the most conservative of those surveyed when they understand what it is.
Right, because you're taking away someone's constitutional right to a jury trial, a jury of their peers to judge an issue and not be shuttered behind closed doors. And as you know well, Gretchen, a lot of these forced arbitration clauses are paired with non-disclosure agreements, and so you're forced into silence regardless. Ms. Lamond, in your testimony, you cite an AARP report that found age discrimination draining $850 billion from the U.S. economy every year. This is a shockingly high number. You also cited an Urban Institute study that found 50% of workers in their early 50s experiencing involuntary job loss. Can you please go into more detail on the emotional and economic impacts that age discrimination has on the older workforce? And what is the workforce losing due to age discrimination?
Well, Senator, both you and the chairman spoke a little bit about it in your opening remarks. This is devastating for individuals and also can be overall for the workforce if we lose this valuable resource that I think everybody on the panel has spoken about. And when you talk about individuals and their families, it has tremendous impact. Rachel mentioned volunteers, and no organization is prouder of their volunteers than AARP, many of whom are here today. And when I met with them in the cafeteria at the office before walking over, one of them said to me, "Thank you for testifying this. I have my own story." And that's what I hear everywhere, and I'm sure you do as well. The emotional toll of losing your job, so much of it is your identity, so much of it is your social group, and so much of it obviously is your income. The ability to be able to have health insurance and protect your family, it's all woven, and there are stories everywhere. And what we hope and are encouraged by sessions like this is that we can look at all we can do to help the individual workers and also to help businesses in the country.
Mr. Chairman?